Hi guys, I wanted to explain to you how we will be doing vocabulary, or as I like to call them, identifications for AP US History. These are going to be different than just simply making flashcards with the definition on one side and the term on the other, or using a program like Quizlet. So let me go ahead and go through this. I do want to say your identifications, I'll always give them to you at the beginning of our unit, which in AP US History is called a period. So again, we have 9 periods in APUSH. So period 1, still in limbo as I'm making this as to exactly how our school year is going to go. But I am planning our test to be at the end of the first week of September, which is the 3rd, 4th-ish. Again, that will be a little bit flexible just because I still don't know how this is all working. But so you've got a couple weeks to work on these, and it is something that you would want to look at the beginning of the unit, kind of see what the vocabulary words are, maybe make a little list and put them on a sticky note on your computer. And then as you're doing your assignments and you are reading or whatnot and come across the word, maybe pause and then open this up and work on it in the moment. That might be the most useful way to do this. Or before your test, it could be useful as well for you to do this as a review. So, kind of make it work for you. But again, it will be due the day we take our unit tests. Okay, so the purpose of this assignment is to have you slow down and look closely at the significant vocabulary words for period 1 by noting the context surrounding them. So for APUSH, these terms are going to come up in various places, like short answer questions, stimuli multiple choice questions, and both of the essay types. So it is imperative you don't just know what the term is, but you know a lot about them. And so that is why I made this assignment in this manner. So the directions are going to be here, and I will list them for you on every slide. So if I kind of scroll down, I've given you an example, but here's the first one you have to do. Okay, so I've given it to you, and you can just delete it and write the answer over it. So more on that in a second. But what you're going to do is first give like a specific definition or what happened. I want no more than 25 words. Okay, number 2, I want to know who or what groups were involved. Try to be as specific as possible. For period 1, you might note an Indian tribe name. Sometimes you'll get into the point where you're like, Americans, and that might work, but try your hardest to be as specific as possible. Okay, dates relevant to the term. So again, you might be able to say specifically 1492, or you might say, the 18th century. So do your best. Number 4, relevant location. Again, sometimes you will say in America, but if you could be more specific, like the Northeast or California. Okay, very, very good. Okay, number 5, historical significance is going to be different for each term. So I will always tell you what I want you to do for this. So for example, down here on the first one you're going to do, you can see here, for this term, respond by considering how this treaty affected power in the world. So I will always guide you kind of on what I'm looking for on that number 5 question. Okay, number 6. Now I'm very excited about these two questions here. So the extended significance, this is where you're going to choose one question from one of my favorite handouts. It's called Evaluating Content Using Historical Significant Guideposts. So that will be posted on our Google Classroom, and I'll show you that in a second. It will always be up there at the very top. So you're going to choose just one question from one guidepost to respond to. And if you can tell me which question and guidepost you're referring to, that would be great. So hopefully this will work okay. This is our summer class. So evaluating content using historical significance. I'm going to open it. And you can see what it looks like as it opens. And you can see, so you don't have to answer all of these. And for the identifications, you just have to answer one of them. So you can go guidepost 2, question 3, guidepost 4, question 1. Okay, however you want. You'll notice here it says, instead choose one guidepost. Sometimes we'll use it differently, but for the identifications, just one question. Okay, and that's to give you work on extending your ability to be thorough in your significance. So being able to note historical significance is a skill and it takes practice. So sometimes kids will say to me, I'm not good at that. I'll be like, no, you are learning how to be better, right? And sometimes we have stronger significance or weaker significance. So that document's going to be super handy. Okay, so you're going to do that. And then number 7, the thematic significance. So we have themes in AP US history. You're going to get to know and love them. And you're going to choose one of the themes from AP US history and answer it on about the vocabulary term. So again, back to the Google Classroom. This is for our summer class. And then of course we'll have them for specific class periods. So themes in APUSH. So go ahead and open this, and this is going to take a little time for you to get used to. We will be putting all of these on different Google Slides, and we're going to build on them throughout the year. So that way you have a really good way of reviewing and also a really good way of thinking about history in a thematic way. So, you can, look at these and and just pick one and answer one question. Okay. So again, you're going to get more and more familiar with these. It will be a little harder at first, but I'm confident. Okay, so that's that. Now I did say right here, both of these are posted at the top of the Google Classroom. We'll use them all year long. We'll use the themes and the guideposts for different things throughout the year. Okay, so those are the basic directions for the assignment. Now the grading, how will I grade this? In order to do a thorough grading job, I can't grade every single word for every single kid. It takes a very long time. I tried it last year, it does not work. So what's gonna happen is we will have these numbered. I don't believe they're numbered right now, but we will have them numbered. I will use the random number generator, and whichever card it picks, that will be the one I grade, and your entire grade on the assignment will be based on that one card. Okay, some kids like that, some kids don't. That's how we're gonna do it. All right, now I gave you an example, and you can look at this yourself, and as you get to this in the reading, it's in the beginning of your textbook number 1, textbook reading number 1, and as you get to the beginning of that, you'll see kind of how I did this. I do want to point out here, number 6, I tell guidepost 2, question 3, and then over here, thematic significance, it's geography 1.0. So try to identify those, and if you have questions, let me know. I do also want to show you guys on this one, make sure you read through it. Three Sisters Farming is very important. And CE, it stands for Common Era, which is replacing the term AD. And so instead of BC, which is before 0, that is being called BCE. So if you haven't seen that before, I think most of you probably use CE and BCE at this time. But when I was a kid, we used BC and AD. So CE stands for Common Era, which is the time we live in now. And BCE stands for Before Common Era. So I just wanted to point that out while I've got your attention. So you guys, for period 1, again, unit 1, you're going to do the Columbian Exchange. And again, you can just highlight it and write what it is right on top, okay, and delete my directions. Okay, and then you're going to do the Treaty of Tordesillas. You're going to do the term conquistador and the encomienda system. So you only have 4 to do. I believe they're more towards the second or third part of the textbook reading. And so don't feel like you have to do them right today or right this second. But you can kind of figure it out what works best for you. I'll try to keep these terms. I pull these terms out of the College Board. It's called the CED, Course and Exam Description. So I'm not trying to make busy work for you guys. These are all words that the College Board is like, they need to know these. And they're important to our study of history. All right, guys, that's it for now. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I know this is hard doing some things on video, some things when we do it and when we meet in Zoom. So always, always, always ask questions as you have them. All right, take